Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently. I've had lots of fun riding my clean carbon K1. It's like the highest level production trials bike that there really is. And it's a wonderful bike, it's done me very well. But I've always been like a bit of an old school rider. The bikes I think I've enjoyed riding more have been like older ones, things that are a bit more closer to mountain bikes, and I think that possibly comes from my motorbike trials background and just from having like more traditional geometries. I started riding trials in like 2001, so there's a lot of my riding style that comes from different kind of bikes. Now I know this is something which has been done a lot, especially since the pandemic, people finding old trials frames and parts and components and building them up. People have been restoring old trials bikes, and it's amazing that we're getting this kind of new wave of people, you know, trials have been around long enough that people are restoring classic bikes like the Pashleys and the Martin Ashton Cannondale frames and stuff like that. So recently, when something came up that I thought I've really always wanted one of those frames, I couldn't stop myself, because this is a Martin Hawyes Giant Trials team. It's one of the sort of, I think this is like the second generation one, because the original kind of more iconic ones are in the yellow sort of livery, but this one is still an amazing looking frame. When it came up on Facebook, it was 50 quid, and I was like, I have to buy that. I can't not have that. So for 50 quid, you can see the seat tube here has been cut down to nothing, basically just to incorporate a standard Trials mini seat, which I do have one of those and I'm going to put it on. But yeah, basically I'm going to build this bike up. I'm not going to build it up with old school components, because it would just, I don't have any of those lying around, but I do have loads of other stuff from previous bikes. I've got old wheels, I've got rims, I've got forks, bars, brakes, everything that I need really to build up this bike. But it will still be, this frame will be the heart of it, and that's what's going to matter really. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that it is everything that I've kind of dreamed of. And there are a few other projects as well like this in the pipeline. So yeah, let's get to it. This is the Giant Trials team, and this is my build video for it. So just to start with, having a look at the bike, it's obviously been used and it's got a few sort of like scratches and things, and some of the paintwork's not so great. This seat tube has been cut down a bit, but everything else about it looks pretty much fine. I kind of like the sort of almost kind of punky look of the bike. Yeah, it's been used, it's got the old 661 stickers, and I think there's a Fox sticker up there. But the good thing is that everything, like the threads, there's a little bit of grime in there and stuff, but they look pretty good. But one of the first things I had to do was take out these the canty bosses, but I took the bosses out and they're in that little tub there where they've been cleaning out. So my first challenge is to try and get them out and see if I can get them back in here now that they're all cleaned up. They're a little bit old and done in. I tried to find some new ones, but it's almost impossible to find these. But I'm just going to see if I can. They came out first, but so they're in there now. They're not the nicest looking bosses, but they should hopefully still hold the brakes on and be able to pivot them quite nicely. Now down here, this is my box of bits that I've found. So some of this stuff is new, like this booster and the tensioner, but a lot of these bits have come from the internet. So I've got yeah, a varied range of V-brakes and stuff. And what I'm putting on next is this. This is the mech hanger. This is one of the reasons that I would say it's so important to support your local bike shops, because I could not find the right mech hanger for this frame anywhere. Obviously it's a nearly 20-year-old frame, I think, so it's yeah, they don't really keep all the records for them, but I managed to go to my local bike shop and ask them, and the expertise of the guy in my local bike shop, Steve at Falmouth Cycles, he figured out which one this was and sent me to the right website in order to buy one of these. The guy who custom makes mech hangers. I'm going to put the link for his website in the description below, so if you need a mech hanger, this is the guy to get in touch with. Yeah, but it's the right one. It's you can get forged ones, or he does like these CNC ones, which are a bit nicer. So I'm going to put this on, which is hopefully going to set us up to be able to put the tensioner on, and then go from there. So yeah. So this is an ISIS spline drive. I think this probably become like a phase bike or something like that. It should be absolutely fine. So I'm going to just tidy this off a little bit and see if it will fit. Really important when you're putting especially old bottom brackets into old frames and stuff is to, if you can, clean all the threads off as best you can, because the tiniest bit of grit can cause the thread to derail and then strip the threads, and then you're having a bad day. This is TF2 lubricant. I have had this for 15 years. I got given this by one of the first sponsors for one of the first bike teams, the MAD team that I rode for. They gave us like a goodie bag of stuff, and I've still not emptied this tube. I've had it for years and years and years and built so many bikes up with it. But it's got a nice little sort of applicator here, so you can see it just squirts a little bit of grease out there, and then yeah, you can put it on all the threads and stuff and make it all nice. Just get a bit of your good old WD-40, get it in there, and that will just help get some of the grease and everything out as well. To move the frame a bit so that I can get to the other shell. I'd love to have a proper bike stand, but I just haven't got the space for one at the moment. So when you get a bottom bracket tool like this, you'll see, so these splines go into the bottom bracket. This one's quite special because what it's got is actually a socket head on the end of it. So I can actually mount it onto a socket wrench. So I've got much better torque and drive, and it's less likely that I'm gonna miss things and try and round edges off here and twist it in weird ways. So now I've got to try and make sure I can get this onto this and get it into there. Bottom bracket in, off a little bit. Well, hopefully now the cranks that I've got for this will fit on there. Okay, so that's pretty much all of the bits which are like directly attached to the frame on. So I've got the bottom bracket on there, got the brake mounts on there, and I've got the mech hanger on there for the, not a mech, I'm using a tensioner for this. But there's two other bits that I need to put on which are actually like attached to the frame. One of the bits I need to put on is the headset. Now I've got a headset ready to go for that, that's all right. I also need to put a seat in here. Now this is going to be one of the actual tricky things because, as I said before, the seat tube's been cut off. Can't put a seat clamp on there, can't clamp it in place, which means I've got to try and do something else. But I actually had to go to a BMX shop to find one of these. But this was 10 quid for this mini seat thing here. Now, the thing is, I don't actually need the seat post on here, so I'm gonna have to get rid of that. I think basically I'm gonna have to just cut it off. And then I'm gonna have to see if there's a way that I can essentially glue this into the frame, because there's no other way for it to stay in there. Because you're never gonna put any other normal kind of seat on. This bike is only, I think, ever going to have a mini seat on it. First of all, we need to get rid of this seat post. So yes, before anyone asks, I probably should have put that in the vise and cut it off there, but I couldn't be bothered to take the frame out. I honestly couldn't. So I just did it by hand, and you know what? It actually, I scuffed the seat in a few places, but you know what? It's meant to look a bit battered. It's a trials bike, that's what it's for. All right, now I've got the seat post off. Let's try and see if I can glue it into this frame, because that's a good idea. So the good news is it actually fits in there quite snugly anyway. Oh, can we just take a moment? It is nice having the seat right slammed all the way down. It looks cool, it looks nice, it looks fun. I think I'm gonna take a photo of that. So yeah, there is now no way about it really. I've got to just glue this in place. Now the next thing I need to do, whilst that's going in, is put the headset in. Okay everyone, so there's actually a little bit of a time slip thing going on in between the last clip that you saw and this one, because when I went to put the headset in, I looked at the headset which came in this box, and I was just like, alloy headset, right, 1/8", that'll be fine. I think I got that from Halfords a while ago, and I just thought it'll fit this frame, and then I completely forgot that some time ago we pretty much changed over to all bikes having integrated headsets like these ones all have. And this is a standard old school external 1.1" one, which I didn't have. So I've come back today because I've had to, I'm gonna have a look around some of the other frames that I've got in here. I'm pretty sure I've got an old standard external headset somewhere, I think on one of these bikes, which I'm gonna try and steal and put on this one. What this also means is I managed to leave the bike for, well, pretty much 12-15 hours last night. So hopefully when I take this thing off here, the seat is going to be nicely stuck on and attached properly and isn't going to be going anywhere, and the Gorilla Glue is going to have done its job perfectly. Yes, perfect. That seat is nicely stuck on. I'm not going to move it too much, but... Okay, next thing, let's try and find a headset. Well, we have got in there an old Cane Creek headset on this Echo frame. Push that in. Okay, so it's got a headset, it's got a seat, it's got a bottom bracket, it's got a mech hanger, it's got all the bits that are literally attached directly to the frame attached to it. So that's it, I literally just need to hang some parts on it now. So these are something I'm particularly proud of as a find. These are Avid single digit 3Rs. I've never seen them before, but they've got these sort of red decals on them. I think they're single digit 3s, but they're just something, a different sort of model that they did of them. We've got a front and rear set as well, so let's put them on and see if they work out all right. And I've also got some TNN CNC backings. So I kind of ran out of time earlier where I was in the garage. I just bought all the bits, so I've got everything with me that hopefully I think I need. I've got some wheels down there, and yeah, I'm going to carry on building. But the first thing I need to do is actually make myself a star nut. So yeah, let's see how this goes. It is not great, but that is in there. Brakes, grips, spars, pretty much everything is on there apart from the chain and the wheels really. And I've got some wheels here and I've got a tyre over there for the front one as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give these rims a quick grind, pump up the tyres, put them in the frame and then put a chain on it, and that's like all the parts done, and then it's just setting it up. Which hopefully isn't going to take me too much longer because it's now 4 o'clock. Pretty nice stepping back and just looking at that and going, it's a Giant.
Well, I am just blown away. Today didn't go at all how I thought. Thought it would take me like no time at all to build the bike. Of course, I don't know why I thought that. It took me ages. I was really feeling a bit bummed by the time I'd finished actually building it. And I got on it and had those first few hops and I was like, oh my God, this is garbage. And it was only, I think, because I needed to do some tinkering to set it up properly. And I'm used to riding such a different bike. I'm used to riding a clean carbon K1, which is like the height of production competition trials bikes, and this is a 20-year-old bike, and I'm so glad I gave it the chance, and I gave it sort of 10 or 15 minutes, because I ended up having an hour's worth of probably one of the best rides I've had on a bike in so long. I can't describe it, and because like all the stuff I've done today I could very easily do on my clean, no questions about it at all. It's the same as when I was riding the full sus bike. It's just because it's fun, because it's on this. But then at the same time, you know, I gapped between these two things here earlier. That was nearly 8 feet. That's about my limit on the clean as well. Is this like just powered over anything that I pointed it at? Side hops, different thing altogether, completely different story. The only reason I really stopped is one, I've run out of time today for now, and I also think I might have made a mistake earlier and put the wrong non-drive side cup with the bottom bracket, because it was moving a little bit and I was like, that's not right. So I'm going to go home and try and sort that out. But otherwise, I mean, what a bike. I'm so excited to make, I'm going to make a proper edit with the Canon, the decent camera, and yeah, like I'm going to have a proper ride with this, because it's so much fun. I was just thinking, like, all the people who, there's a big movement now of like collecting these bikes, like especially the older ones, the yellow livery ones, because they're collectibles, because they are like, it's you know, they have classic car status amongst trials riders. But I also think that that's a huge crime that they're going to get built up and potentially just put on someone's wall and never ridden, because these things are, they are meant to be ridden. They're so much fun. I mean, I think I actually was better on that than I was on Mike's Inspired, which was set up like really compy trialsy. It was still an Inspired 26, but I felt better on this thing. I honestly did. And I'm so looking forward to coming back here next week and trying some bigger stuff. It's raining here, like, I mean, you can see the rain literally coming through the roof there. And it's gonna be raining down here in Cornwall for the next couple of weeks probably. So any riding realistically is gonna be in here. But, oh man, I'm like, it's just joy. I'm genuinely so happy. Right now, I cannot remember the name of the guy who actually sold me this frame, but it just came up and he was like, 50 quid, anyone interested? And I was like, oh, I've got to do it. But yeah, to all the people who contributed parts and stuff, thank you so much. I paid for most of it. Some people sent me some stuff for free, which was really nice, but a lot of this has just come out of my parts bin and stuff that I've had lying around. It's so much fun, it's so flicky, it goes up to back so well, it gaps amazingly. It side hops like a horse, but we'll let that go. Like, I mean, I'm so happy with this bike. There will be a proper video of this coming out with me. I'm going to try and get it out on some natural, try and get it out on some street, and have some fun with it, because my God, it's a bike just designed to have fun. So thank you, Martin Hawyes, for making such a cool bike. I mean, it's just, that's a legacy. That really is. So yeah. And if you want to see that video and you don't want to have to look for it, then if you subscribe to my channel, then it'll make life so much easier. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and I will see you all next time here on Cornwall Bike Trials. Thanks very much. Be safe.